Okay, everyone, welcome. The recording is on now. Still, the disclaimer is going to be on the screen for the next, let's say, 15 or 20 seconds. I've shared it in the group as well before anyone joins. They should see that, and we can begin. Okay, so the webinar of today is actually hosted by UCA, the University of Central Asia, and we are from one of its schools called SPCE, or School of Professional and Continuing Education. Um, we will be talking about debating tactics by Mehdi Hasan, and uh, for further information, I believe I better bring the slides. Okay, so let's do that. Just wait a second. Okay, and we have it. Okay, so this is the first slide, kind of the introduction or the introduction slide, and that's the title of the webinar. Debating Tactics by Mehdi Hasan. We're going to be focusing on mastering persuasion, argumentation, and public speaking. It's a very short webinar. I do remember saying the same thing in the previous webinar that it would be short, but it continued for like more than an hour. But this time, it's not a lot. I do think we're gonna finish under an hour. So, without further ado, let's directly jump in and check the first, content slide. Okay. Okay. So this is for you, everyone. This is for you. It just says share, and there are four different questions. I'm gonna go through the questions once. You may ask your questions, or maybe like you don't know what the questions mean, or you want more clarification. You can do that, of course. You can ask, and after that, if you guys don't need uh, clarification on my end, then I'm gonna come to you and I'm gonna listen to what you have to say. Okay. So question number one for you guys is, what is a debate? What is a debate? Two, have you ever been part of one? Have you ever been part of one? So, question one, what is a debate? Question two, have you ever been part of one? Have you ever been part of a debate? Question three, do you have a favorite debater? Do you have a favorite debater? And three, or sorry, four, what do you think makes someone good at debating? What do you think makes someone good at debating? So there are four questions. We would like to go through them kind of like in pairs, if that's all right with you. So first person who's gonna talk is gonna talk about questions one and two, one and two for anyone and everyone who wishes to share. And then once we're done with questions one and two, then we're gonna move on to questions three and four. I think that is better because it's gonna feel a lot more organized. Okay, so whoever is ready, whoever wishes to be the first person in the webinar to share ideas, raise your hand and we can listen to you talk about questions one and two. What is a debate, and have you ever been part of one? Very good. So we have some hands. Let's go to your friend Bahar Buffer first. Go on, please, dear.
Good night, everyone. Hello, dear teacher. I hope you are good. Like the first question, like as we have in here, what is a debate? We can say like a debate is a formal discussions, like where people present different opinions, like about a topic. One side argues for the topic, and the other argues against it, like using reasons and evidence. And the next question is like, have you ever been a part of one? Yes, I have been part of debates, like in my English class. It was a great opportunity to practice speaking and critical thinking.
Mm-hmm. Very good, dear Buffer. Thank you very much. Do we have others? Anyone else who also wishes to share? Same questions, by the way, one and two. Good. Yes, Rizai, go on, please.
Hello, everyone. I hope that you all are doing well. So, especially the first question, what's a debate? So, debate is a formal way to discussing about the about different topic, and more people is, they are dividing for two teams to argue about these two topic. So maybe the first topic will be different than the another one, or maybe both topics are against of each other, like for example black and white. And so most of the people discussing about these two topics, and every team gives reasons and facts about their topic to convince others on that way, in a right way. And so we call this one debate. Yeah, and the second question, have you ever been part of one? Yes, of course, I have been a part of a debate. So in many places, I can say one of them is on uh, I think one of our course, Salam University. I was on there, and we discussed about different kind of topic on there.
Mm-hmm. Once again, very, very nice. Thank you, dear. Yes, dear Azizi Ubaid, tell us.
Hello everyone. I hope everyone doing well, and thank you for Ustad Friday that gave me the chance to speak. Uh, so, below your question, we have two questions that you gave us and share our thoughts. So, the first question: what is a debate? So, everyone has their different opinions about debate, as well as me. That I have the difference. So, in my opinion, I think debate means that is a formal. We could say that discussions in which people present arguments. They talk about a specific topic or issue. Mean that it's a discussion, or we could say that it's a meeting that people came from different side. They share our thoughts. They just choose a topic, a specific topic, and share their thoughts, or they argumented about that. So, and the other question: have you ever been part of one of these debates? Uh, yeah, I have ever been part of a lot of debates, or we could say that discussion, and uh, one of them is at UC English Club that we had with Ustad Ali Karimi, which was about how to manage our time, and we could say that this is also like a debate uh, discussion that if we had a lot of students that they came from different levels and they share their thoughts about that how can we manage our time. So this is, in my opinion, I hope that you got that.
Mm-hmm. Very good once again, dear Azizi. I think we have another hand as well. Muradi Rahima, listening to you.
Hello, teacher. I hope you're doing well. Yes. Okay. What is the debate? A debate is a speech, official speech that is happening in between if the friends and two friends or several friends that talk about a topic and discuss a topic and every person told their idea for example me the football is so useful for people and other person is told disagree their idea like this is debate. Have you ever been part of the one? Yes, of course. In the school most of the time I was part of the debate and I like it to participate in the debate because this has helped me a lot and doing strong my mind. Why? Because in the we told in the debate, we should told our idea so fast, and our mind is so start working. For this reason, I like it. And do you have a favorite debater? Yes, of course. I have a friend that is so debater. Debater. That is my favorite because every time that is start to told start a debate, that is so fantastic, and I cannot. We become silent. That is so fantastic. Yes, my friend is. Thank you, dear teacher.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Muradi. Seems like your friend did, answer question three as well, which is good, which is really, really good. Um, so we're gonna move on to three and four in just a second. But before we do that, do we have anyone left who wishes to talk about questions one and two? What a debate is for them, because we don't need a dictionary definition here. It's up to you, like in your own words. How do you define a debate, and whether you've been part of one or not? Okay, there is a hand. Ah, yes, Akhanzara, Mister, go on, please. Dear Akhanzara, I believe you are muted. Could be a technical issue then. Yeah, was a technical issue. He had to leave. Okay, no worries. Anyone else who wishes to share what a debate is and whether you've been part of one or not? Okay. Oh, if no one, then we can now move on to questions three and four. Let me repeat them for you. Number three, do you have a favorite debater? Now, I know this is a very, very um, kind of a niche question, one could say, because I don't think a lot of the people really care a lot about debates. At least it's not really part of the culture that people have nowadays, at least in the country. But maybe you are someone who listens a lot. Maybe you are someone who watches like YouTube video discussions a lot. I don't know. So, do you have a favorite debater? Uh, Talk to us about that person. And four, the last question, is what do you think makes someone good at debating? Now, remember, this is kind of the entire presentation, right? This is kind of the entire webinar. What makes someone good at debating? So we have chosen one person, and we're gonna be talking about that one person as well. Some tactics that he has, but before you listen to us, before you get influenced by what we are saying, do you have some ideas? Like, what are some qualities? What are some tactics that, in your idea, like a person can use to be a better debater? Okay, so raise your hand if you can do it, and we would love to listen to you. Good. Yes, dear Hakimi Muqaddas.
Yes, hello. Thank you for giving the chance and opportunity to talk. My name is Mukadas Hakimi, not Hakimi Mukadas. So, coming to question four, yes, for answering this question, I have too many good debaters that they debate a lot, and so the best quality that they have in their debate are the body language that they use, the listening skill that they have, and the fluent or the speaking skill that they have. And it causes that when they are talking, we become more attracted to them, that how they talk and how they reply and how they answer.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, dear Hakimi. That is really good. Rizai, your hands up as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you for giving me chance to talk about these two question more. Question number three. Do you have a favorite debater? Especially, yes, I have. My favorite debater is Mukhtar Lashkari. Most of the people in Afghanistan know him, and he's a wonderful journalist. But right now, he's not there. I think he lives in America or USA. but he is one of the best journalists, and he is my favorite debater. And I really like the way that he is talking with people, and he's defining from the top his topic in many ways, in newses, or if he have any other debating with others. He's talking very deep about the subject, the special subject that he has on that way. And the next question, sorry, I don't have the screen. uh okay, yeah, right now I have. What do you think makes someone good at debating? So especially there's many ways, but as our friend says, one of the ways that makes someone in debating, it's body language. And the next thing, they should have a strong researching skill, and they should be a good listener, because it's really important to listen for another group, for knowing what the topic is and what they are talking about. After that, you can giving many logical reasons for them or against of them. And the next thing, they should have a strong communication with others. They should have they should have this ability to talk very loudly, and they should have confidence. So all these stuffs are really important for someone to be a good debating or a good debater in a debate.
Hmm. Thank you very much, dear Razai. That is amazing. I believe we have Miri Farzana. Go on, please.
Yes, teacher, in the name of Allah, hello and good morning, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. The third question is about, do you have a favorite debater? Yeah, my favorite debater is one of my classmates. Her name is Nabila. She speaks very fluently and also gave a very logical reason for every idea that she share in debate. And also she communicate with others in a very logical way. And the fourth question is, what do you think makes someone's good at debating? The the best things that make someone's good in debating is she share a good idea and also logical idea that give a reason, a logical to support their a reason support their ideas that she mentioned it or he mentioned it. And also communication, speak loud and confidently and also very correctly.
Hmm. Very good. Thank you. Okay, seems like we don't have anyone else, and that is okay. Okay, we have, I think. Yes, Sharifi. Is that Sharifi? Yeah, Sharifi Karima.
Hello, good evening to my distinguished instructor and thoughtful peers. I hope you are all doing well. I'm sincerely delighted to be part of this occasion to share a question. Do you have a favorite debater? Yes, I really like watching Ima debate. She combines passion with clear argument, and she connects well with her audience. And another question: what do you think makes someone good at debating? Being good at debating means have good communication skills, staying calm and thinking quickly. Also, it's important to respect others and support ideas and facts.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Thank you, Karima, and I believe we have Azizi as well. Go on, Abay.
Thanks, sir, that you gave me another chance. So I want to mix these two questions with that in one answer, because I think we didn't have a lot of time. So belong to the first questions, do you have any favorite debater? Yeah, I have favorite debater. My dad, we can say that my father. Sorry, my father is my favorite debater. His name is Abdulaziz Nazari. And what do you think makes someone good at debating? So the I the skills that makes my father's good at debating is his confidence, that when he speaks so clearly without any fear, instead of, we could say that, from the student and this kind of class, a good knowledge. When he speaks, he understanding the topics deeply and using face or example. Listening skill, when he want to talk about something, he pay attention to the arguments and this kind of stuff. We have clear communication, using simple and strong language, which helps other to understand them better, because we have some people that they use so this strong word during that they speak. But if you know that how to use the word for the other student. And also body language, I love his body language, because when he's standing straight, makes hi to the student and using hand for gesturing naturally. And also respect to everyone, argument, and also to the, we can say that, to the answer. Thank you.
Very good, dear Azizi. Thank you very much. Okay, everyone. So let's now talk. Let's now continue with the webinar itself. Okay. So we got some really good ideas from you guys. Let's move on. See what we have here on the slides. Okay. So as part of the introduction slide, we're just going to be talking about who Mehdi Hasan is, and why I think it's, at least in my idea, it's good to study him. It's good to get some kind of debating tactics from him. Okay, so Mehdi Hasan. Firstly, has anyone ever heard of his name before? Mehdi Hasan. You can give us a like or a dislike, if you have heard or not, like this. Okay, we have one person who has heard, I think. Two others no, and others have no reactions, I believe. Okay, no again. Okay, could maybe you're not that interested in watching a lot of these political debates, because Mehdi Hasan is a journalist, so he does do a lot of those as well. So let me tell you who he is. This is, by the way, the picture. I'm gonna bring it again. This is him, Mehdi Hasan. He's a British American journalist, and you can say um, author, because he has a book as well, and this presentation is kind of based around his book, so which we will be telling you guys how to get as well, at the end of the webinar. But yeah, for now, let's just say that he's a uh, British American, meaning he holds two different citizenships. um, he's a British American journalist and author. Okay. He himself in the past was working in different organizations. I believe he had a show on MSNBC, but then I believe he, parted ways. Let's say he parted ways, and now he has his own media company as well, called Zeteo. He's a very very respected journalist in the industry, you can say, and in the field. A lot of people do look up to him as well, and a lot of his opponents, you can say, are afraid of even getting on programs with him, because of the way he prepares, and we're going to be talking about that as well. So he's known for incisive, well prepared, and persuasive debating style. And he is also, as we mentioned, the author. So he's the author of the book "Win Every Argument: The Art of Debating, Persuading, and Public Speaking." We're going to be telling you how you can get that book as well at the end of the webinar. So, any questions about Mehdi Hasan before we continue? Good. Okay. Good. Good. Yeah, let's move on then. Let's move on. So, core principle number one. We're going to be talking, about the tactics in this way. Okay. So, core principle number one is called preparation, and I cannot stress this enough. This is very important. This is like very, very, very important. If you know that you have a debate coming up, no one's gonna force you to do a debate while not being prepared. Okay, so you have to know beforehand. So when you know beforehand that you're gonna have a debate, the very, very first thing that you have to keep in mind is preparation. So you have to have thorough research, right? Like, thorough research is essential. You have to understand your position, and you have to understand the counter arguments, and I'm going to tell you in a little bit what counter arguments are. And you have to anticipate and address opposing points effectively. So, first things first, what is having thorough research? Thorough research basically means complete research. So, like, if you know who you're debating, if you know what you're debating, research, right? You have the internet with you, you have some books with you, you have read, more, about the topic. So, double that. Read more, do more research, be a lot more prepared than your opponent. Then understand your position. So, if, for example, the debate is, should children watch TV after midnight, right? So, if this is your position and you want people to allow them, so you want children to do that, understand it first. Know exactly what your position has. Know exactly what your position entails. If it has issues, know the issues. If it has problems, know the problems. If it has good points, of course, know the good points. You have to know everything about your position. And also, you have to know the counter arguments. The counter arguments are what your opponent will say, right? What the opposition team will say. So, for example, you say that, okay, children should watch TV after midnight. Okay, that's good. Then, do we have a counter argument for that? So you're saying that they should because they're gonna learn a lot more, good concepts from movies or from something. The opposition may say that, okay, why not ask the children to watch those TV shows, or to watch those movies, or to learn during the day? Why is it important that it should be done after midnight? So this is a very good counter argument that you should be ready for, and that you should be prepared for. Okay, so that is called counter arguments. Once again, you have to know that one as well. And anticipating and addressing opposing points effectively. So this is a very important point as well. You have to know how to kind of uh, deflect the ideas that they throw at you, right? So if they say that, okay, uh, this idea that you have is not good because of this, because of this, because of that, then you have to know how to get those points back. You have to know how to defend yourself. You have to know how to defend your point. So, once again, how to do that? Imagine, even before the debate, imagine that you're already in a debate, and imagine how you can defend yourself. Imagine how you can defend yourself, okay, in an imaginary debating scenario. And just have the points on a piece of paper or something. Note about it, whatever you want to do. Just get into the debate before even the debate date comes. Okay, before even the debating event comes, you have to already have had the debate. And most of the time, you can do that just by yourself. You don't even need friends. Just by yourself, you can do that. Okay, so this is core principle number one: preparation. Do you have any questions in core principle number one? Okay, so we're going to take that as a no. Let's move on now to core principle number two, which is strategic questioning. So, what is strategic questioning? It says use probing questions to challenge opponents, employ the Socratic method, which comes from, of course, the philosopher Socrates, expose weaknesses in reasoning, and encourage critical thinking. Now, um, anyone knows what probing questions are? Like, what do you think? What is probing questions? No ideas? No worries, no worries. Well, the verb, because it is originally a verb, right? Probing, it's an ing. So probe itself as a verb just means to search or to investigate in a very very complete and thorough manner. And when you say probing questions, you mean like questions that are made, that are designed to completely investigate the matter. So like very very deeply, right? So what we can say probing questions are questions that are right for the context, questions that are made to investigate, questions that are made in a way, that are designed in a way that can really tackle the opponent, right? So know your questions and know them well, write them beforehand. Don't say that, okay, of course it's a topic that I know about, so I'm going to come up with questions on the spot. No, you cannot do that. Prepare. Note your questions, know exactly what you're gonna ask, and know exactly what your opponent is gonna say before they even say it. Right? Okay. So now you may, like, throughout the webinar, I think I should have said this at the beginning, but throughout the webinar you may hear kind of like a tone in my voice and in the content. You can say that we want you to win. Okay. Now that's the point here. Okay, we do have, of course, there are cases that maybe you may be wrong, right? And you may be wrong, and you say, okay, it's okay, I'm wrong. Um, the debate is done. You won, right? So your idea was better. Now that's good. Of course, do that, especially if it's a very important topic, and especially if it's something that is um, important to you as well. Like you're talking to your loved ones, people you care about. You don't have to, argue with them all the time. So accept it. But remember, the book that this content, this presentation is all about, is not designed around that as well. Okay, so the name or the title of the book was literally "Win Every Argument." What's the name? Win every argument. So the main point is for you to win. Okay, the main point is for you to share or to get your point across. Now that is why I'm saying design your questions in a way that your opponent, your opposition doesn't know how to even answer sometimes, and that's good. That doesn't mean that you're being a bad person. That just means that you know your topic well and you have good questions. So if they cannot answer it, it's their fault. It's not your fault, okay? For asking the right questions. Point two says employ the Socratic method, or we call the method that comes from the philosopher Socrates. Now, what is this? Now, the Socratic method just means, you try not to share a lot. You try not to talk a lot. You try to ask questions, and through your questions, you try to get the person to disagree with themselves, or you try to get the other person to answer so many questions that they get themselves, like, into a scenario, into a situation where they have to agree with you. Okay. Now remember, the reason I think this method is really good is because you're not losing anything. You're just asking, right? You're just asking. Now remember, if you're in a debate like that you're saying, like, children should watch TV after midnight, or something, or like, or should women have the right to vote, or should they not have the right to vote? Whatever you say, it's like, the debate can be different. If you keep saying your points and the other side doesn't listen, so, like, the debate is not very effective. But if you employ the Socratic method and you ask questions and you say, like, to the person, okay, why shouldn't women vote? Why shouldn't women educate, or be part of education? Then you're going to get them to say it. You're going to get them to give you their reasons, right? And when they do it, then you're going to keep listening very carefully and you're going to find issues in their arguments. Okay? And that can help you. That can help you very much. So this is the Socratic method. Expose weaknesses in reasoning, which is kind of very very good directly coming from the Socratic method, as I mentioned. So if other people, if you listen to what they say, if you listen very very carefully to what they're saying, you see that they are like, their logic is kind of not helping them, right? They're losing logic in their arguments. So expose it, say it directly to them. And remember, if you have an audience, most of the time debates have audiences, formal debates at least, they have audiences, like there are hundreds of people listening to both sides at the same time. So expose it. Tell everyone that, hey guys, look at this, right? This is not logical. 2 minutes ago, the person said that, everyone is equal, or everyone should watch, or get education, or everyone should do this. And now he's saying that no, women should not do that. Okay, so that's a weakness. That's a weakness in reasoning, right? So now again, the topic can be different. You can do a lot of different points here, okay? But exposing weakness in the reasoning that people have is really really a good tactic, at least you can say. In core principle number 2, strategic questioning. And now before we go to the last one, I think we have a friend of yours who had a question. They wrote a comment. Nazari, tell us please your question.
Hello, dear teacher. I hope you're doing well and be happy. I have a question about the strategic question. How might the international use of strategic questioning or shape power dynamic in classroom discussions, leadership, dialogues, or negotiating settings?
Mm-hmm. um, can you repeat the your question once more, dear?
Okay, dear teacher. How might the international use of strategic questioning reshape power dynamics in classroom discussions, leadership, dialogues, or negotiation settings?
Uh-huh. How much does it affect? I think that's I hope I got your question this time, but I think if I got that right, it is a very interesting question. How important is it, right? How important is strategic questioning? It is, in my idea
Yeah,
at least,
yeah.
like after preparation, or sometimes even you could say it's on the same level as preparation. It's that much important, right? If you say that a person going into a debate without preparation is just going to lose, and you can even say the same thing about strategic questioning. You can say that even if they have good preparation, but if they don't have the right questions, if they don't know how to question the people in a very good way, they're already losing. So it's very important. It is important in international negotiations. It is important in business meetings. It's important in schools, in classrooms. It is important in your discussions with family and friends. Remember, you are talking to like a friend, and you guys want to choose a restaurant to go to for dinner or something. Your friend says, let's go to this restaurant, but you're saying, no, let's go to this other one. That's a debate by itself. Like, it's a very very simple one, it's a very informal one, but it is a debate. You do have to win, right? You want people to come to your restaurant. Sorry. You want people to come to your restaurant, so not to your friend's restaurant. So what do you do that at that time? What do? You can have good questions. You can make it in a way to the other people, to the other members of the group, that your friend's restaurant seems like a bad option, and then your restaurant seems like a better option. So again, strategic questioning, in my idea at least, it is very important. It's on the same level as preparation. So um, pre-debate preparation that you have, and strategic questioning are both very important. And if you don't have one, the other cannot help you in the debate. Okay. So I do hope I've answered your question, dear Nazari. And the last point here is encourage critical thinking. Now, once again, most of the time this is made just to help the people understand that winning an argument is not the main goal. The main goal is to understand. The main goal is for both sides to get to a good place, and to find the truth. But you can also use this technique, encouraging critical thinking, to win debates as well. So what do I mean by that? What do I mean encourage critical thinking? Now remember, if you have if you want your other side, if you want the opposition to just agree with what you're saying, right, and like not in a way to win, but you want them to know what your side better because you think your side is the truth, right, and you want them to also benefit from the truth, then you can also encourage critical thinking. You can ask them questions in a way so that they themselves think, okay, what if he's right, or what if she's right? I didn't think like that, so maybe my opponent is right. Then you're kind of making them think about their own points critically. But you can also use this in kind of bad faith. You can also use this in a way to win. As I mentioned, most of the debates have audiences, so like you have a lot of people listening, right? If you can get them on your side, who cares about you? Who cares about the opponent, right? Imagine your opponent doesn't agree with you, but you don't care because the audience agrees, right? Most of the time in debates, especially, I'm gonna give you at the end, if possible, some sources for watching debates in English. Um, we have one called the Oxford Union debate, and we have another one from the Cambridge, so Cambridge Union debates. And these debates are done in a way, kind of where it's like open to the public. A lot of people, like 100 people, come and listen, and two different sides are just talking. At that kind of a debate, it doesn't matter if the other side changes the idea or not. What matters is what the audience thinks at the end, because the audience votes. At the end, the audience votes which side is more logical, which side they agree with. And if your side gets more votes, it means your side won. Even if the other side, even if the opposition doesn't care, who cares about the opposition? The audience agreed with you, so it means your opinion won, basically. So if you can encourage critical thinking, you can say, like, okay, you can find issues in the logic of the opposition, and then you can get the audience aware of that, and you can tell the audience that, hey guys, listen to what this guy is saying. This guy 2 minutes ago said this, and now is saying this. Don't you think that's a logical problem? That's a logical fallacy. And if the audience agrees with that, then of course the audience agrees with you as well. So it's a very, very nice technique that you can use when your main task, or your main goal, is to win the debate. Okay. Yes, Nazari.
Okay, dear teacher. Yeah, I have another question and reason to respond you. And instead of the teacher, leaders, or negotiator controlling the entire discussions, the focus shifts to the collective exploration of ideas.
Mm-hmm. And is there a question, dear Nazari? Because you gave us a statement,
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
one, but what's the question here? Mm-hmm. It could be some technical issues. I don't know. But yeah, Nazari, if you get back and you can hear us, you can just raise your hand again and ask. Okay. The question. I think the question was left. Okay. So very nice, everyone. Do you have any questions about this slide, about core principle number 2, strategic questioning? Very good. So moving on, everyone, to core principle number 3, and that is clarity and structure. Clarity and structure. Let's see. So the points are very, very important. Number 1, present arguments logically. Present arguments logically. 2, use clear evidence and avoid jargon. Now, I'm going to tell you what jargon is in just a minute. And then ensure the audience can follow your points. Ensure the audience can follow your points. Okay, so what does this mean? Number one, when you are in a debate, and most of the time in debates, at least it differs from debates to debates, but most of the debates have a very very formal structure where both teams can give their opening statements for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. They give you the time and they say, the audience is yours, just go and talk. Give us your opening statements, they say. Okay, so in opening statements or even in just rebuttals, it doesn't matter. You have to know that your ideas should have a logical flow and it must be simple to understand. So if you try to talk in a very very hard way, like if you want to put the ideas like idea number one after idea number five, it's not gonna help. So make sure that the way you organize your ideas, the way you talk about, so okay, benefit number one, benefit number two, these things must be very intentional. Okay, don't just say, okay, so this idea or this point that I'm supporting has three different advantages, and I'm gonna say it in any way that is okay. No, that don't do that. Okay, the order that you say the good points, the order in which you say the advantages is important. So even the order is important. So maybe if you say advantage number two instead of advantage number three, maybe your audience is gonna listen better. So do that. Know your audience, who you're talking to, right? So if you're talking to school students, right, make sure that advantage number one is something that they really like. Okay, if your audience is school students and you have three different advantages that you want to talk about, advantage number two is not even connected to school students, advantage number three is connected to school students, say that one first. Don't put that in number three, say that one first, because you're gonna get the audience on your side from the beginning, and that's really good, and you want to do that before the opposition does, before the other team does. Okay, so remember, we're telling you how to win the debates. Okay, if it's just about finding the truth, it doesn't matter. But in this day and age, it's all about who can influence a lot of people. So influence them, influence the audience, impact the audience, get them on your side, and present arguments logically. Two, use clear evidence and avoid jargon. So jargon just means like very very specialized vocabulary. Specialized vocabulary means words that other people don't even know about. So imagine that we're in a debate and I'm going to use a very very interesting word and I'm going to say it now. I hope I remember it. The word is pneumono-ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. Now, this, for those of you who are interested in languages, you can say this is known as the longest English word. It has like 19 or 21 syllables, and it's very, very long, and it's the name of a disease in English. So it's a medical term. Imagine you are watching a debate or you're listening to a debate between two different doctors about a medical topic, but they want your ideas, so they want your ideas as well. At the end you can choose which doctor was right by voting, and that vote or that result of the vote is gonna affect a lot of things. So if the doctor chooses to say this word and uses a lot of jargon in the entire debate, maybe it's not that good, right? Don't do that, because your audience should know what you're saying. So avoid jargon, avoid specialized vocabulary, because it's not going to help. Avoid specialized vocabulary and use clear evidence. So when you say something, when you say that, okay, watching TV after midnight is bad for kids because it is going to hurt them, it's going to do this, it's going to do this, also be willing to say the evidence. Also be willing to say that, yes, I have the research. I have the scientific paper. It is from the United Nations, or it is from the WHO, the World Health Organization, or it is from NHS, the is that NHS? Yeah, the National Health Service or something. So say something, give the evidence for it, okay? Because when you give evidence, most of the time the audience will like it. The audience will agree with you if you have evidence to back up what you're saying. And three, ensure the audience can follow your points. Now, this is something that is very important, because if you don't, um, you know, make the audience follow what you're saying, then you've already lost the debate. Imagine you're talking to a friend or to another person on a formal stage, debate style, right? You're talking to the other side. The other side, like deep down, knows that they're wrong, knows down that they've lost the argument, and you are correct. But the audience doesn't. The audience still thinks that the other side idea or the other side's idea is correct. Now, who do you think has won the debate? Of course, the other side won because the audience is on their side. Okay? Remember, what you're saying, the audience should be able to follow, and what you're saying should be understandable to everyone. If you say something that is very advanced, something that is very, very like at an expert level, that only two people understand, that's not a good debate. So you've already lost that because you want as many people to agree with you as possible in those kind of debates. Now remember, the context matters. It's different. So maybe in a different type of debate where the audience agreement with you doesn't really play a lot of role. So like, who cares if the audience agrees or not? A specific team of professional people should agree with you. Then yeah, who cares about the audience? Just say your points in a very advanced way. But remember that not all debates are like that. Most of the debates actually need the audience. So the audience is a big part of that. Okay, so context does matter. Now, before we move on to the next slide, core principle number 4. Do you have any questions here, guys? Good. We have two questions, I think. Nazri first. Go on.
Okay, dear teacher, from your perspective, to what extent does clarity and structure in communication determine the effectiveness of academic, professional, or organizational discoveries, and how can their their absence distort meaning, hinder collaboration, and undermine decision making?
Yeah. Well, once again, I do hope I've gotten the question very well. So I'm gonna start answering that. How important is clarity and structure, right, in a debate? Now, this is very important, but it can differ from debate to debate. Now, as I mentioned, if there's a debate where the audience idea doesn't matter, if the audience agreement with you doesn't matter, and you want a team of, a panel of professional people to vote, um, so it doesn't matter if what you're saying is very simple or not, is if something you're saying is very, very like simple to understand or not, because the team of professionals should know that. So it doesn't matter. Say it to them. Say it to them. Be clear once again. Have clarity and good structure, but not for the audience now. Have it for the people whose ideas matter, but in a different type of debate where the audience idea is very important, where the audience at the end of the day chooses who's the winner, right? Chooses who the winner is. Then at that time, you have to make sure that you have good clarity and good structure, not for the professional people, but for the people in the audience. If they're school students, make sure it's understandable to them. If they're school teachers, make sure it's for them. If they're just general public, people like shopkeepers, whatever, make sure it's understandable and clear to them. Okay, so that is very, very important. And yes, Rizai, you have a question as well.
Yes, sir. I wanna I wanna ask a question from the point of ensure that audience can follow your point. So especially as you know, saying that half of the people or half of the audience are staying in the group against of us, and when they don't listen to us, for example, we answered the question before, but the other person is asking again the same question, but you answered that question before, and they don't care about that. They don't follow your points. So what we should do on that time?
Very good question. So at that time, again, most of the time it's about who gets the most number of votes. So I'm going to talk about that specific type of debate. If you want more votes, if you want the majority of your votes, check how many people agree with you and how many people agree with the other side. If you see that your side is bigger, and if you change your ideas a little bit, and you think that maybe your side is actually going to lose followers, don't do that. Keep to your own points. If the like 20 people out of um out of 50 or out of 60 people, 20 people don't agree with you, it's okay. Just continue. Who cares? Right? Because you want the majority to vote. If the majority even is like 31 people vote yes and 29 people vote no, who cares? You won, even by 1%, but you won. But if you see that you don't have the majority, if you see that you don't have the majority, now preparation comes into play. If you remember in the preparation stage, we said that this is very important. So one thing that I'm not sure if we wrote or not, but is very important: know your audience, know the other side as well. So if the other side doesn't listen to you guys, if the other side, or every time you open your mouth, the other side just says, she's starting again, who cares? Say or start your argument in a way that is important to them. That is important to them. So imagine you're talking to a group of people who really, really respect um I don't know, who really respect teachers. Who really respect what? Teachers. Start your debate in a way, or start your argument in a way to make the connection to teachers, and say that, my father was a teacher, and he used to tell me every day that children should be able to be free. Children should be able to watch everything and learn from everything. It doesn't matter if it's TV, doesn't matter if it's movie, doesn't matter if it's this. So now what you did is that you made a connection. You made a very, very good connection, between your point and something that the other side loves, which is like teachers, and maybe they respect teachers a lot. So if you do that, they're gonna listen more, and there's just a little bit of point, a little bit of possibility that they may agree. Okay, and you can get more people, and once again, that's a good technique. Any questions here, guys, in core principle number 3 before we jump to core principle number 4? Ah, that's good. So moving on, everyone. Moving on to principle number 4, which is all about emotional intelligence. Now, this is really, really important. Do you remember when I said that a debate, at least now in the 21st century, is not just a debate based on logic, but it's a debate based on emotion as well. If you cannot, you know, um, get people first, like emotionally, you cannot get them logically. Okay, this goes back to your friend, I believe Zuhal's question, when she asked, like, what if they don't listen? Like, what if they don't listen? You keep saying something, but the audience doesn't listen to you, because they have this idea that, okay, I don't want to agree with this person, I don't want to listen to this person. So even if they say it, okay, they want to talk for 2 minutes, they want to talk for 5 minutes, I will close my ears for 5 minutes. So what do you do at that time? Because that's not a logical problem, that is an emotional problem. If you go and tell them that, hey, look at this research, look at this research, if they're not listening, you're not going to affect them, right? So what do? First, open the door. And this comes actually from Mehdi Hasan's book again. Make sure that you use emotion as kind of like a door, right? Or like a key to the door. If you can open this door that they've locked, if you can open this door that they've locked, then your logic can change them. Then the research you give them can change them. But if you don't do that, if you don't open that door at the beginning, they're not going to change. And one way to do that, the key to open that lock, is the emotional intelligence, right? So emotionally affecting them. So what are these things? Let's now go through some of the points listed on the slide. Okay. So it says, recognize the role of emotions in persuasion. 2. Use empathy and emotional appeals judiciously. And connect with the audience to strengthen arguments. Now, everything that we've already said throughout the presentation comes back here, right? You have to know the emotions role in the way to persuade a person, right? So if you want a person to kind of change opinions completely, specifically if you're asking like the general public to change opinions. Like imagine they follow a specific person, right? They follow a specific leader, um maybe a president or someone, and you want them to change that. You want them to say that, okay, don't vote for this guy, come and vote for this other guy. If you directly started with some logical facts, maybe maybe two or three of them will change opinions, but not everyone, because most of them have kind of like an emotional connection. Giving kind of like a live example, you could say, is what's happening in the United States right now. We have a lot of people who are like blindly, and I mean that, blindly following Donald Trump. Whatever he says, they agree with that, right? So you cannot go and change their ideas logically. You have to change their ideas emotionally. First, try to use emotion to open the door to make them listen to you, and then give them some logic. Okay? Remember that emotion plays a very, very big role in persuasion. If you don't know how emotion can change people's ideas, you cannot persuade them. You cannot change their beliefs. Okay? And also, it says connect with people, connect with the audience to strengthen argument. So if you have an argument, if you're going to say that, okay, voting for this person and not for that person is going to help this group of people. Okay, how is that going to help the audience, right? If the audience doesn't care about this other group of people, imagine you're saying that, okay, if you vote for this person, you know, it's going to help group number 3. Group number 3 is going to receive free education. Group number 3 is going to receive free healthcare. The audience will say, okay, so why should I change my voting if it's going to help this other people? Then you can say that, okay, if you vote for this guy is going to do these things for you. Connect with the audience, okay? Give personal connections to them. Say that if you do this now, tomorrow you are going to see this effect. You are going to see this change, okay? That is in a way benefiting them. So make sure that you connect with the audience, and when you do so, you're going to strengthen, you're going to make your arguments stronger. Okay? Yeah, and that's it. Do you have any questions here, guys, in core principle number 4? Very good. We have one more core principle, so let's move to that one. Let's move to that one. Core principle number 5. Let's talk about ethical persuasion. Now, this is very important. It's ethical, so it's not just persuasion. This is ethical persuasion. Okay, you can lie. You can lie to people and make them change ideas, and this is gonna work if your main goal is to just win a debate. If the debate is not something that is going to affect real life things, real life, cases, so it's not going to affect politics of a country, it's not going to affect a school, it's not going to affect like a hospital or something. Um, if it is just winning like a debate imagine it's in a classroom. So you're talking to your friend or you're talking to your classmate, your teacher is the one at the end choosing who wins. Um, or the majority of your classmates vote, at that time you can lie. You can do a lot of things to win. Okay, but that's not ethical. That is persuasion, but that is not ethical persuasion. Ethical persuasion is to remain honest, is to not lie. Okay, do not lie. Keep your integrity. Say that what I'm saying is true because I have the evidence to back it up. What I'm saying is honest. What I'm saying is transparent. I don't need to change my ideas just when I come on stage. Okay? So like if I leave the stage, I'm not gonna go to the other people and say, oh, see, I tricked them, I fooled the audience. That is not what I'm doing. This is transparent, this is honest. Okay, don't manipulate people, don't use lies, and don't use um, deceitful remarks and comments to change people's opinions. Be honest, and this, when you're honest, when you're honestly, like without lying and without using a lot of manipulative techniques, um if you're still changing ideas, this is called ethical persuasion. Ethical persuasion. And remember, when you're doing this, this is something that is going to happen in the event as well and after the event as well. You're going to build credibility and trust with the audience. The main reason, for example, that I'm talking about Mehdi Hasan here in our country, we are talking about a British American journalist, right? The main reason we're doing that is because he has built credibility. Even his opposition, even the other side, normally, like in the audience, not everyone agrees with them. Some people don't agree with them, some people disagree, but even people who disagree still respect them, still say that yes, he's a good guy, he researches well, he's not lying, he's giving, when he says something, he brings evidence, like he has papers, he has books, and he says, read that chapter, read that thing, read that research paper that comes from United Nations or something. So when you do this, it is going to help you not just in the event, but also in the future. You're going to build credibility. People are going to believe you more. People are going to give you credit more. And you're going to build trust with the audience. They're going to trust you. They're going to believe you. Okay? So ethical persuasion is very, very important as well. Uh, yeah. Do you have any questions, everyone, in the last core principle? Very good. Yeah. And we are done with that. And at the end, this is the recommended sources, which I will be sharing with you guys. One is, of course, the book, okay, Win Every Argument by Mehdi Hasan. The link is there. Um, the link will take you straight to Amazon if you wish to buy the book. And the next one is the video part. This video is from an interview that Mehdi Hasan did, I think 2 years ago. Yeah, I think 2 years ago. And it's right now on YouTube for you to watch and to learn what he says. He in there in the video, he also talks about his book as well. Okay. Okay, so that's it, everyone. That was the you could, or that were the those were the recommended sources, and we are done. The webinar is officially done. If you do have any questions, you can ask now. If not, we are gonna say goodbye. Okay, and that's it, everyone. So thank you so much for joining in, and have a nice time. I hope you've learned something. I'm gonna be sharing the slides and other material in the group. Goodbye.